After the first week of football, who'd have thought Alabama would be right back on the top? After a couple losses, Texas would have a chance to be back where they are. And we've all kind of watched Texas A&M and Ole Miss kind of jump right in the hunt. And, that Texas A&M's kind of become my dark horse because they can beat you offensively and they can beat you defensively.
The Bowden Blitz, only on SportsGrid.
Better bets, $90,000, FanDuel, New Jersey, LA. Oh, it must be some sharp hockey better. Yeah, or a rich kid with nothing better to do on a Tuesday night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is funny. God rest his soul, Dave Sheriff always used to say, if he told me this one time, Gabe, he told me 1,000. It's not how much someone bets that moves line, it's who's betting.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
I think they are fringes.
Yeah, that might be a push. That's a preference thing, I think. Do you want to be in the SEC? Do you want to live in Happy Valley versus Norman? Maybe you can go down to Texas.
I would take Norman.
Well, to go down and get talent out of Texas.
Yes.
But I think you've got to have alumni, president, athletic director that are all on board and committed to winning. And you need to have a fan base that shows up in sports.
The Bobby Carpenter Show, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circus Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back. It is In-Game Live Game Day here on the grid. Starting hour number 3. Scott and Gabe, thanks again, Brady Cannon, for joining us, as he always does on Mondays and Thursdays during the football game. We got Tom Vecchio join us to start the fourth quarter. So they've begun the second half in L.A. as the Chargers have the football, and they are driving once again. As we talked about, they got the ball to start the second half, and that's the double bad thing for Minnesota, which did try a field goal, but they got it 3rd and 2. I'm seeing at the Minnesota 25, already leading 21-3. 21.5 now is the in-game number, and the over-under is 44.5. I tell you, I still like the over, Gabe. They just locked it up. I mean, I'm assuming they're going to kick a field goal here at least to make it 24-3, and now you're clearly in a passing mode.
They got to stop.
Minnesota. They got to stop on.
Yeah, so we're going to have a field goal attempt coming up. That Minnesota field goal could really hurt us for the total. Would have been nice had it been a 21-6, get that up there to 21-27 at the half. But we are at 24. I know, it seems like we're kind of doomed. You're right. My concern is, though, that the Chargers start to do this as the game goes on, where they'll drive the ball a little bit and they'll end up settling for a field goal, and it kills some clock off. Look, dude, they just killed over 5 minutes off. We're already under 10 minutes left.
Yeah. That's why I like that field goal every quarter. Did we get a field goal? I don't think we got a field goal in the first quarter, did we?
No, we did not. No, 7-0 and 14-3.
Yeah, so that's why I like that, because I figured these two teams. Listen, we can't afford any more. Minnesota's got to score here. If the field goal is good, so it's 24-3. I don't know if Minnesota will be kicking any more field goals.
24-6, 18. Yeah, no, we're in 4-down territory from here on out. We better be. Well, put it that way, we better be.
Yeah, I don't want to be missing any field goals. We need touchdowns anyway. So we got to keep the impetus for the Chargers to want to really score versus just chew up the clock like we know Harbaugh would love to do. So that's why I say 42.5. That's only 15 points. Right? We're at 27, 37, 45, 50. They're not going to get 15 points. I know we're not really in a 2-point conversion situation, but boy, I think we're going to get that, Gabe.
I've gotten seriously confused a couple of times by them showing the LA skyline tonight and stuff. I'm in such World Series thought mode, Scott. I'm like, why are they showing LA? The game's in Toronto tomorrow. And I don't really think of the Chargers as an LA team, so I've been confused a few times. Like, they show the Griffith Observatory, right? It's in a lot of movies and stuff. It's like, it's the white building on top of the hill type thing. And they were showing it. I'm like, why are they showing this? Like, I was like, what does that have to do with anything? And I'm like, oh, yeah, the Chargers are an LA team. Oh, yeah, that's right. They'll always be San Diego to me. Yes, 24-3 right now. I got a 43.5 for the total. And this is pretty much it, though, Scott. I hate to say it. With almost any other team besides, let's say, your Dolphins, where it's like, all right, they're gutless. They're going to quit. It's done. I can't really think of another team. Like even, the Carolina Panthers aren't great, but they got young players that are good. Like, they don't quit. They're not great, but they're not going to quit. I don't trust Carson Wentz. Like, if they don't score on this drive, and let's just say it's a quick 3 and out, something, whatever, boom, boom, and this turns into 27-3, 30-3, like, the Vikings will quit, and the Chargers is going to run the ball for the rest of the game. So this drive is massive just to keep them, like, pretend that they're still in the football game.
Yeah. They showed Justin Jefferson walking off the field after the field goal kicker missed it, and he flipped his helmet. Like, he was disgusted. He was disgusted. So, if they go 3 and out here like they did to start the game, then that's going to be a tough sideline. Something crazy. The defense is going to have to step up, create a turnover, short field, something.
And they are a good defense, but they're on the field all the time because the offense goes so quickly and they're so bad. When they're bad, the Vikings. And it's weird. Like, I don't know how the hell they averaged 29 points with Carson Wentz. I know they had one big outing in the first game. They had him, but, like, it's bizarro world, right? It's bizarro world that their offense is as bad as it is tonight against a Charger team that you just saw the Colts go up and down the field against, that everybody has moved the ball on. Everybody's moved the ball on the Chargers. Plus
points. Miami did, for goodness sakes. Even the dopey Dolphins scored 20-plus on them.
Like, I can understand the Chargers winning, Scott, but, like, you have 3 points. You have 10 rushing yards. Like, what is you might as well not even show it up.
Yeah. 10 rushing yards and a half. I mean, Herbert's got 21 attempts, so my over 34.5 is looking good, but we need Minnesota. Everything's all predicated. All these bets, all predicated on Minnesota scoring a touchdown here. Just putting a drive together and keeping LA on their heels a little bit. So I'm going to double down. They got Wentz now at 197.5. I'm going to put the over in at 43.5, and I'm going to go Wentz over 197.5. I just double down on stupidity.
No, you're not dumb. I'm going to follow you on this, and we could live to regret this, but I've got it just locked on me again. I've got to handle this.
I just put it in before it locked on me. Yeah.
I get so frustrated, man, with the Vikings, at myself for doing this. Yeah. It's like deja vu where I tell people, I remember the Vikings losing 38-0 20 years ago to the Giants in prime time. Like, it's just always been this way. We talked about it. They were the Bills before the Bills, like, where they lost 4 Super Bowls in the 70s. Or like they've just been cursed and doomed their entire franchise history, it seems.
They have more bad losses. Remember the Adrian Peterson loss? They lost to Seattle when they were leading by 17 in the fourth quarter.
Think of their teams, like 15-1 teams, Randall Cunningham, Dante Culpepper, Randy Moss, Chris Carter were the best team in the league. We score 50 points a week. Playoffs, we lost 38-3. You know what I mean? Always, Scott. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they've had a couple of heartbreaking losses, but mostly it's more like, what the hell just happened losses with this team over the years. Like, wow, that was bad. You know what I mean?
Lost to Daniel Jones and the Giants in the playoffs a couple of years ago, if you remember that one, too. At home,
there's a lot of WTF moments. A lot of WTF moments with them.
Yep. It's amazing. So,
and look at this. So they're finally, it's 24-3 now, and now they're finally running the ball. they got a couple of runs, and now they got a holding penalty. So it's just a disaster all around here. But late NBA game here. We got a close one, 107-106 with 2.5 left. But what are you going to do with the Nuggets and the Warriors game? I'm going to play the Warriors to win the game, and I'm going to take Jokic to get a triple-double at plus 150.
That's not bad. I got Jokic's over 49.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I was gonna go the plus. FanDuel's got it at plus 150 for him to get the triple double. I didn't want to go that. I hate to get lose win because he gets 9 rebounds or 9 assists, but I think he gets the 50 points, rebounds, assists. We've seen these star players this first game all come out. Not all, but a lot of these guys really do perform well their first game out for whatever reason. So it's a big number, but that's where I'm gonna go. Warriors at home, I give them the slight advantage just because they played, and I do think that's a little bit of an advantage for them. But I'm not big on that one, and I'm going to go with the over. I played the over first game. It's not going to happen unless I get the overtime. We're at 114. Yeah. The numbers today, Gabe, were crazy. I mean, damn near every single game was 230 or higher. We went 10-2 over yesterday, 2-0 over 2 days ago. So it's 12-2 over so far this season. And like I said, the numbers today were just crazy. Like 230 to 235 is now the norm. And both these games today were in that range there. So I don't know how high it's going to go, but I think somewhere along the line's got to settle. And someone's got to play some defense, right? But that said, I'm going to go over 232.5 for the game tonight.
How about last night? The Toronto Raptors put 138 points up on the board.
Yeah.
Look, night one, though, the game went over because of double overtime. And can you imagine this might be the same thing here, right, with the Pacers and the Thunder. It's 109, 108 right now.
That would be something. Gil, who's a good play tonight? Gilchrist Alexander. He hit his prop. He had a bad shooting night the other night. He hit big shots down the stretch. That guy is smooth as smooth can be. But I think
the guy scored like 26 points in the fourth quarter or something. We were talking about the other night.
Phenomenal. Yeah, 37 tonight. We hit his over 32.5.
After the first week of football, who'd have thought Alabama would be right back on the top? After a couple losses, Texas would have a chance to be back where they are. And we've all kind of watched Texas A&M and Ole Miss kind of jump right in the hunt. And, that Texas A&M's kind of become my dark horse because they can beat you offensively and they can beat you defensively.
The Bowden Blitz, only on SportsGrid.
Better bets, $90,000, FanDuel, New Jersey, LA. Oh, it must be some sharp hockey better. Yeah, or a rich kid with nothing better to do on a Tuesday night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is funny. God rest his soul, Dave Sheriff always used to say, if he told me this one time, Gabe, he told me 1,000. It's not how much someone bets that moves line, it's who's betting.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
I think they are fringes.
Yeah, that might be a push. That's a preference thing, I think. Do you want to be in the SEC? Do you want to live in Happy Valley versus Norman? Maybe you can go down to Texas.
I would take Norman.
Well, to go down and get talent out of Texas.
Yes.
But I think you've got to have alumni, president, athletic director that are all on board and committed to winning. And you need to have a fan base that shows up in sports.
The Bobby Carpenter Show, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circa Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
Hi, welcome back in-game live game day here on the grid. So basketball, it's 13 seconds left. Timeout, Indiana. OKC by 112 to 111. So barring something crazy, right? I don't know if this game is going to get to overtime. We need a foul. Ooh, we got a foul. And then hit 1 or 2 free throws. which Gilchrist Alexander actually missed 3 free throws. The guy's a 90% free throw shooter. He missed 3 last night. All right, so we got 1. We're going to have a shot. You know what? Even if OKC makes second the free throw, they're going to be up 3 with 11 seconds left. So we're not out of this over yet. It's 113-111. So
the great performances. Wembanyama, just give the MVP to Wemby right now.
I'm telling you what, I'm going to hop on them, by the way, real quick. You know what? I got to take them at 40-1 to win it all. I don't know if they do, but you're saying it. That dude's in for a monster year. When they get De'Aaron Fox back and Castell, they're going to be a really good team.
Dude, I've brought this up before, Scott, and get this. Herbert just threw another interception. A real one this time. It stands. And so we got the ball. Nice. We got a gift at the 30-yard line. Come on, guys. Let's do something with it. But last night, man, that Dylan Harper kid was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about Cooper Flight. He's a number 2 pick in the draft, Scott, number 2.
Yeah, bro, he was nothing with Rutgers last year. That was so
I know. Yeah, but that's the whole thing. Sometimes these kids look at, man, remember Stanley Johnson and Shaq didn't even make the NCAA tournament when LSU when they got bounced in the first game. Like, Andrew Wiggins at Kansas wasn't that great, right? Like, I'm telling you, kids get disinterested. They know they're going to be better in the NBA. They're in a college system that's not good with the coach or whatnot. And, like, that was my point. Harper looked better in the San Antonio Spurs than he did in Rutgers in the Big Ten. But not just his numbers, man, like the moves, man. Like, he was dummying people. It was like, whoa, who's this kid? Oh, yeah, by the way, we got this stud, too. Castle's an amazing player from UConn. And Wembanyama, Scott's going to be the best player in the NBA for the next, 10 years. Point blank. Like, the kid is unbelievable.
And then they're going to get the Aaron Fox back from his injury. I mean, that's a pretty good team. Yeah, he came into Rutgers, him and his buddy there. Who was the other kid? They both came in with all this fanfare. They sat out. Yeah, right. They were supposed to be the greatest thing in the world. And it just never materialized.
Yeah, and Rutgers were worse. They were better the past couple of years. They were 15 and 14 with those two.
Yeah, so that's why when I heard him go number 2, I'm like, nah, no way. But you're right. It's funny how you watch a guy, you get the guy, oh yeah, you got 15 points, whatever, but his moves, on the court, he looked like an NBA player.
It's not the numbers. Right? But a good NBA player.
He wasn't over
like an unguardable NBA player.
Big guy.
And he's one of the secondary options as a kid, but I'm telling you guys, you should have seen there were a couple of times where there were that whoa moments. Wemby was oh my God moments, but this kid Harper was whoa. A little shimmy, I went one way. No, I went the other way. There were a couple of layups and just sort of things where you're you could tell this kid's better than everybody else is. It was one of those type of deals.
Yeah. Wembanyama in the NBA game is going to be like Ohtani in baseball. Whereas Ohtani, as long as he pitches.
Does it? Is this real?
What do we got? Touchdown? I know it's first and goal, I see.
No, this can't. You like Minnesota, this can't be real. It looks like it's coming back. The Chargers just scored a scoop and score. You're going to overtime? I can't believe again.
We got a tie game though. 6 seconds left. 113 all. I got a shot for overtime. How about that? What did Minnesota do now?
You don't even want to see this. Carson Wentz literally just was going down, and instead of getting sacked, tried to throw the ball as a pass. And just threw the ball on the ground, and the Chargers picked it up and returned it for a touchdown. He's going to get saved because his effing knee was down by an inch. He's a walking idiot menace to society, this guy. Seriously, he can't be any worse than Carson Wentz.
He can't be. He can't
Look at the play, Scott. Look at the play. Look at the play.
I see Mickens scoring, so let me see. Hopefully they show a review here again.
Okay, you're going to see it. Look at what he does. What logic? Think about, honestly, on game tape, ask him. So what were you doing here? What was your objective? Look what he does. He just throws the ball.
Oh, he got so lucky. Oh, man, only by about an inch. Who's he flipping it to?
Nobody.
Is there a guy even there?
No.
And it's not like
so it
a
would have been
10-yard
intentional
loss.
grounding. Like, I don't even know what the hell, like, I don't know what he was trying to do or what his, like, I don't know what his mission was. Now they finally got so fed up, they just ran the ball on second down up the middle and got no yards. So there's the frustration call from the OC.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
oh my God, son of a bitch. Like, this is like, that's almost an FU to Wentz if you're the OC. That, all right, you're an idiot, and we're going to run the ball here just because. Now, all right, they don't have a choice to throw here.
Look at this. They're going backwards. They're at the 4th and goal for the 14 now. Unbelievable. All right, last guess. OKC throws up a heave. Ooh. We're going to overtime. How about that? OKC.
2 games for the Thunder, 2 games.
Straight, yeah. Second. Oh, if you're an under better.
I'll tell you what, Scott. Oh, if you bet on the Thunder under twice here, that's the
Stop.
I want to look. I'm going to quickly look. When's the next Oklahoma City Thunder game? It's going to catch up to them early, bro. Think about it. They played the finals last year. Now they've had this. You get your rings and all this. They played a double overtime game, now an overtime game. That's 3 extra quarters. That they're almost like you're adding on almost.
Atlanta Saturday. Yeah, you're right. Because the first one, right, was double overtime, not just overtime.
Yeah, like you're adding a lot of extra basketball, like here early. Like could be a little fatigued, like kicking in on this weekend. If Atlanta, and we know Atlanta's going to run and gun. We just saw them give up 138 to the Raptors.
Right. Even this one right here was kind of like, listen, SGA, it's hard to criticize him, right? But, they had 6.5 seconds, Gabe. They inbounded the ball to him. He just dribbled for a couple of seconds and heaved up this, 35-foot ball balance shot. Like, that.
Especially for a guy that gets fouled all the time if he just takes it to the rack. Yeah. Why does he just run to the rack and end the game? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Crazy.
After the first week of football, who'd have thought Alabama would be right back on the top? After a couple losses, Texas would have a chance to be back where they are. And we've all kind of watched Texas A&M and Ole Miss kind of jump right in the hunt. And, that Texas A&M's kind of become my dark horse because they can beat you offensively and they can beat you defensively.
The Bowden Blitz, only on SportsGrid.
Better bets, $90,000, FanDuel, New Jersey, LA. Oh, it must be some sharp hockey better. Yeah, or a rich kid with nothing better to do on a Tuesday night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is funny. God rest his soul, Dave Sheridan always used to say, if he told me this one time, Gabe, he told me 1,000. It's not how much someone bets that moves line, it's who's betting.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
I think they are fringes.
Yeah, that might be a push. That's a preference thing, I think. Do you want to be in the SEC? Do you want to live in Happy Valley versus Norman? Maybe you can go down to Texas.
I would take Norman.
Well, to go down and get talent out of Texas.
Yes.
But I think you got to have alumni, president, athletic director that are all on board and committed to winning. And you need to have a fan base that shows up in sports.
The Bobby Carpenter Show, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circa Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
All right, you can't have everything. We got the overtime in the first basketball game, but the football. So they're lining up to kick a field goal. Which
it's getting
good,
weirder
but,
again, Scott. Now you can't make
had
this
too
up.
many men on the field. Now what's going on?
Yeah, so like you said, the Vikings were going to go for they were going to kick the field goal. They did kick the field goal. The field goal was good, but the Chargers had too many men on the field. So then it was suddenly 4th and 9. So like you said, Scott, what's the freaking difference? You don't go for it on 4th and 14. But
yeah.
So they're like, oh no, now take the points off the board. We're going to go for it on 4th and 9. On 4th and 9, they get sacked.
Ugh.
But they get bailed out by a pass interference penalty. It had nothing to do with anything, Scott. Like, Buddy got grabbed. Wentz was already on his ass type of thing. Now it's 1st and goal on the 5. Let's see if they can do this. It's like the Bad News Bears. This is like, seriously. Oh, we got a touchdown. I can't believe it.
What? How about that? I don't even care.
I told you guys. I told you earlier,
Well,
Jordan Addison would score a touchdown tonight. Dude, Jefferson hasn't scored a touchdown, Scott, with Carson Wentz yet. Wentz is too bad to get Jefferson the football that deep down the field. He literally doesn't have a touchdown, Scott. Jordan Addison's got a couple of them, but Jefferson does not. Like you said, is Jefferson even on the field? Like you said, Jefferson walked off the field last time. He took his helmet. He's not even sweating, Scott Jefferson. Like you see, he's like, he took his helmet off and he just went like he sort of swore to himself, threw his helmet high in the air. He didn't let it crash to the ground, but it was a sign of disdain. Like threw his helmet up, caught it, and just disgustingly walked down the sideline. I told you guys Jordan Addison would score a touchdown tonight. Cash it.
I'll say this about Joe Flacco, and he's a putz. I was at a wedding with him one time, and he was personality 0. But we gave him credit last week, right? What was he doing, Gabe? He was throwing the ball to Jamar Chase time after time after time. You know where your bread is buttered. And at least he was smart enough to do that, unlike with Carson Wentz, who's alienating his best wide receiver. So,
yeah, but the thing is, Joe Flacco still has a strong arm. Right, Flacco can throw the football still.
Wentz is dying here. I will say Wentz is dying here. He's got
we can criticize the guy. Like he's clearly even taken one for the team here, like to be in the NFL. Because he's beat up. He can barely. You can see he's wincing after everything. He's in bad shape.
Yeah.
JJ can't play, and he's only under an emergency situation. And Max Brosmer, like you said, I don't know how he's on the roster to begin with. Maybe his uncle's like a vice president of operations or something, like the ticket sales. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but seriously, like out of all the quarterbacks, like the thing is, you actually need backup quarterbacks in the NFL, Scott. You can't just say like, "Well, don't worry about it." It's like, no, you got Carson Wentz. Like, even it wouldn't be nice, like you had a Jacoby Brissett type, like teams have, right, or a Tyrod Taylor type. It's like, don't worry. It's like, it's not, we lost our starter, but Tyrod can move the sticks. It's like, dude, you got Max Brosmer right now.
Yeah. Knowing you got an injured Carson Wentz. They had Joshua Dobbs last year. Remember they had like 5,000 backup quarter Joshua Dobbs. They had.
I guess they're almost like Larry King, may rest in peace, like who got married and ran out of woman to marry. I think O'Connell might be out of quarterbacks to sign. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's already like, well, why do you have one of these veteran backups? Like, I already had him. Rippin, Dobbs, Mullins. Like, he's going to go down the list. Yeah. Had him. Already had him. No, already had him. Like, it's like, well, dude, you're like, now you got Max Brosmer, who's like, he was bad in the Big Ten. How's he going to be good here?
Yeah. All right, so Wentz, he's got 130 yards, so we need about 70 more, depending on what number you got. At least we got the points, because we got gifted the ball on the 30. Yeah. And that's what we needed, right? And we said that we need a gift touchdown.
What's the total now? 47.5. All right. Let's go.
Yeah, they're thinking we got a shot here, right?
We need the Vikings defense. And I tell you, Scott, the defense Viking, they're balling. Like, they're getting in Herbert's face. They got him in a quick 3rd and 8 right now. Like, the offense could get back on the field. I think Carson Wentz is a religious dude. And if you recall, he pissed the Philadelphia Eagles off when he didn't want to go back in a game once. Remember the doctors cleared him? Right. And he said, I'm not feeling comfortable. And they were like, man, but the doctor just cleared you. So I was just going to say, I think he's against this stuff, Scott, but if there was ever a time to like shoot a guy up with a needle is now, like with Carson Wentz. Yeah. You tell him, listen, bro, keep going, do what you're doing, but listen, come in the tent here, and we're going to jack you up here, and you're going to feel less pain, all right?
You won't feel that arm. Don't worry about it. It'll be like it's not even there. Or whatever.
After the first week of football, who'd have thought Alabama would be right back on the top? After a couple losses, Texas would have a chance to be back where they are. And we've all kind of watched Texas A&M and Ole Miss kind of jump right in the hunt. And, that Texas A&M's kind of become my dark horse because they can beat you offensively and they can beat you defensively.
The Bowden Blitz, only on SportsGrid.
Better bets, $90,000, FanDuel, New Jersey, LA. Oh, it must be some sharp hockey better. Yeah, or a rich kid with nothing better to do on a Tuesday night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is funny. God rest his soul, Dave Sheridan always used to say, if he told me this one time, Gabe, he told me 1,000. It's not how much someone bets that moves line, it's who's betting.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
I think they are fringes.
Yeah, that might be a push. That's a preference thing, I think. Do you want to be in the SEC? Do you want to live in Happy Valley versus Norman? Maybe you can go down to Texas.
I would take Norman.
Well, to go down and get talent out of Texas.
Yes.
But I think you've got to have alumni, president, athletic director that are all on board and committed to winning. And you need to have a fan base that shows up in sports.
The Bobby Carpenter Show, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circus Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live. Game day here on the grid. So back at it with the Chargers leading 24-10. I will say, I never like to counter, not that I don't, but we do from time to time. Like when a guest comes on and says he doesn't like one thing, I don't like to say, well, you're probably wrong. But that said, I thought Brady was wrong, Gabe, when I gave the Vidal numbers. He had, 27 yards, and I think they were giving us 54.5. And I figured with the Chargers being down, or up, rather, 3 scores that they would try and run the ball. I mean, it makes perfect sense, right? That's why we play the quarterback props. Anyway, he's at 86 now. So if you played that.
He's had a nice second half.
Yeah.
You know what, though? It's almost not been by design, though, Scott. They have tried to throw the football in the second half.
They are.
But Minnesota have a good pass rush. Right, it's the one thing. Minnesota do get after the quarterback, so they're disrupting Herbert a lot when they do try to throw the football. And you saw in that last drive, there was an interception. I think Harbaugh just realized that let's just run the stupid ball here, right? We're still up by 14 right now, but but as soon as Minnesota got a little momentum, the Chargers just sort of stormed down the field right now. We got a big 3rd and 4 coming up on the 23-yard line, but even a field goal gets it back up to 17. Our total, we need more points, man. We're getting there. Herbert's good with his legs. He just picks up the first down with his legs here.
No. As long as we get a field goal out of this, then we're a touchdown away, right? So we're at 24, 27, 44.5. Yeah, we need that half a point.
I got a 44. I played it earlier, and it was 44, and I bought it down to 44, and it ended up closing at 45, which might be prevalent here, actually, when it's all said and done, right? Maybe depending on I still believe, though, I got to believe, Scott, there's going to be more than 10 points scored in this game still. Considering, too, they're on the 12-yard line right now. Looks like it could be 31-10 in a minute.
So I grabbed it,
and then the Vikings, though. And the Vikings,
That
will
would
they
be the
score a
Vikings.
point again? Oh, God, we don't know.
I think they will.
They're so bad.
Just if the Chargers go up 3 scores, then they could kind of play. Although those defensive
can't
linemen,
get first
they love
downs.
sacks. Yeah,
Dude, they were
love
given the
those
ball
sacks.
on the 30-yard line, and the only reason they even got the first down was because of a penalty.
Yeah.
Like,
Which
they didn't do a play.
Wasn't that big of a penalty. He really didn't like grab him or tackle. He just like touched him as he was like the wide receiver.
Well, I don't see how it mattered considering Carson Wentz got sacked within like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like Wentz is going down and someone's getting held down the field. It's like, yeah, okay. Like, you know what I mean? They really threw them a bone there, but like we were talking about earlier, and we all know it, I think they're trying to extend the game. Number one, the game's a blowout. Yeah. They threw the Vikings a bone. And number two, you notice all these phantom million commercials we're going to all the time suddenly here?
Yeah.
Here we go again. There's no reason right now. What is commercial, like over and over and over again.
Yeah. Because they know that, down 3 scores, chances are Minnesota's not going to be calling timeouts. So now they're saying, listen, guys, we're short already.
Yeah.
And now we're not going to be calling timeouts at the end of the game. We got to get
the old Jeff Fisher. Jack Del Rio, I told you the story. I brought it up before. It was mic'd up, guys. It was the best. It was out there on the internet where the referee went up to Jeff Fisher, who was coaching the Titans, and the Titans were up big on the Jags. One of those dumb Thursday night games in the old days. And the ref was all nice. He came up, hey, Coach, how you doing, Jeff? Everything all right? Great stuff. Great job tonight. He goes, listen, we're running fast on time here tonight. Can you call the league asked, can you call a timeout and slow things down here so we can go to a couple of commercials? And Fisher went on like an F-bomb tirade, Scott, at the referee. I'm not calling an effing timeout. I'm not wasting my time. He goes, we're winning by 27. He goes, that's not my problem. Tell the league I don't, he basically went off about, it's not my problem that you got to run a commercial. I'm not calling a timeout. And they went over to Del Rio, and they asked Del Rio, and Del Rio agreed. He said, yeah, all right, whatever. And he called a timeout. And his team was down big. And I was thinking, man, you're making your players stand around longer and stuff like that. But I guess that's how you get invited to the NFL dinners and in the future. And you hang around. I was going to say,
how many chances did Jack Del Rio get? Right, he got
Bingo.
A few Raiders and everything. And how many chances?
He even got chances after like drunk driving and stuff or whatever. You know what I mean? Scandals. Exactly. I don't want to put. I don't allegedly. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? There was always scandals or like there's stuff. You're right.
And as Jeff Fisher goes
it's funny. I thought to say
sniff another job.
I told this story before, and I said the same thing. I said, you notice how Fisher's never on TV, never talked about, like, you know what I mean? It's like he never existed. The guy won a Super Bowl as a player. He was a good coach. He wasn't at the end, but like, you notice he doesn't exist because he was a grumpy Buddy Ryan type of guy in real life. Play for Buddy Ryan. He's a Buddy Ryan disciple. He's one of those F you, it's not my problem, guys. Like F the league, like you know what I mean. You're right.
He was stuck in the USFL.
He said the same thing to people. Del Rio's gonna have a job for life. Development, a portion, or let's go to the golf tournament. You got a paycheck, Jack. Don't worry. We appreciate you call timeout for us when we needed TV timeouts.
Yeah. That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes. You got to do the smart thing. So. Overtime, 33 seconds left. Boy, OKC maybe going to a second double overtime. They're tied 122 with Indiana. How crazy would that
I'd like to know, has a team ever started a season with 2 double overtime games before? I wonder about that.
Yeah. I would say no. NBA's been around a long time, but overtime, yes, but double overtime, I bet
double
not.
Overtime, yeah.
Yeah, I bet not. So
Chargers are about to score. They're on the 2-yard line right now. So we're going to have a first and goal from the 2.
All right. They just started the fourth quarter. We'll have Tom Vecchio coming out here in a couple of moments. We'll get his thoughts. But
we got points, Scott, too, in the college game, too. Georgia State is storming back. 31-31 now. They were down pretty big early, actually.
They were down at least 2 touchdowns. I saw 28-14. And
so exactly 28-14 at the half. Exactly. Exactly good call. Exactly. It was 21-7, whatever, bouncing around, but exactly 28-14 at the half. 30. They've outscored them 14-3, 31-31 right now, though.
Yeah. I didn't. I was going to put a couple shekels on just to have it right, but I just couldn't even pull the trigger. The same thing as you, right? But I was saying, like, why is South Alabama at 1-6, a 6.5 point road favorite? It was just
because
like
they don't fully
this line
suck.
is so bad.
Like they didn't fully like Georgia State suck, and South Alabama was sort of like, you know what I mean? They're overmatched, but they were in this, they were in that. I played an in-game here, maybe not a good bet, 66.5, so we're at 62. So field goal does me no good. But, it's a weird game. There could be touchdowns, overtime, so we'll see what happens here. But a field goal does me no good here, and got an injury on the field here with 13-18 left, but the Chargers are about to take a 31-10 lead here. And what's up with that Nugget game? That started too. 27-23 Nuggets over the Warriors right now.
They didn't wait for that one to get over. Didn't think they would, but scoring fest in Edmonton. How about that? 3-3. Montreal and the Oilers. Late second period there.
Wow.
A lot of goals tonight.
Just opened up, eh? Oh, double overtime in Indiana. And Scott, Montreal just scored again. So 4-3 now, just like that.
Wow.
Yeah, 4-3. Man, what a flurry, guys. What a flurry of goals. There's been 5 goals in this second period.
So you gotta be kidding me. I was gonna say the no shutout came in again tonight, and the stinking Winnipeg Jets at home got shut out by Seattle 3-0. Son of
Seattle Kraken. The Jets were like minus 220 favorites.
Oh, I never would have said listen, they're not a high scoring team, but they're at home. I never would have pegged that. I would have said like San Jose or the Rangers, dopey Rangers or Flyers.
What's weird too, like 1-0 there. If you look, this is almost looks like it's like the 80s or something, the scores. Utah, St. Louis, 6-4 right now. We got Carolina, Colorado, 4-2 right now. 4-3 Montreal, Edmonton. The LA Kings, who have had a hard time scoring so far this year, they're up 3-1 on the Dallas Stars. Stars have been struggling now, too. I think that's on top of my head. The Stars, this will be their 4th loss in a row if they lose tonight at home, I think.
We're on pace for an 8-3 overrun in the NHL tonight. The things keep up. Tom Vecchio joins us next.
After the first week of football, who'd have thought Alabama would be right back on the top? After a couple losses, Texas would have a chance to be back where they are. And we've all kind of watched Texas A&M and Ole Miss kind of jump right in the hunt. And, that Texas A&M's kind of become my dark horse because they can beat you offensively and they can beat you defensively.
The Bowden Blitz, only on SportsGrid.
Better bets, $90,000, FanDuel, New Jersey, LA. Oh, it must be some sharp hockey better. Yeah, or a rich kid with nothing better to do on a Tuesday night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is funny. God rest his soul, Dave Sheriff always used to say, if he told me this one time, Gabe, he told me 1,000. It's not how much someone bets that moves line, it's who's betting.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
I think they are fringes.
Yeah, that might be a push. That's a preference thing, I think. Do you want to be in the SEC? Do you want to live in Happy Valley versus Norman? Maybe you can go down to Texas.
I would take Norman.
Well, to go down and get talent out of Texas.
Yes.
But I think you've got to have alumni, president, athletic director that are all on board and committed to winning. And you need to have a fan base that shows up in sports.
The Bobby Carpenter Show, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circus Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. So while we were away, Chargers, it took a little something, but they did get the touchdown pass. Herbert, his third of the night. So we have to Trey Harris. Oh, by the way, not exactly a who's who of names with getting touchdowns tonight, but 31-10 is your score. 12.5 minutes left to go. So we got plenty of time to get that one more score. It's up to 48.5. I don't think I would push it and go over that because that's a touchdown plus. But let's get some thoughts from our good buddy, Tom Vecchio, SportsGrid host. You see and hear all the time on the Grid. What's going on, Tom? 31-10, the Chargers over the Vikings, early fourth quarter. Where are you going with this one?
Coming into the game, I was on the Chargers, and I would lean over. Didn't have a pick on that, but I did put some action on the Chargers. Short week, give me a short number for a team that doesn't have to travel at home. As of now, if you are expecting the over 48.5, you're probably expecting the Vikings to score. Like, they have to do their part in this scenario. So, looking at them to cover the live 20.5, that they would have to score on this drive, because if they don't, we're just going to see the Chargers kind of bleed the clock down at that point.
Hey, Scott, I'd laugh because we're right back to the 20.5 again that we were at with Brady at the half.
Yeah.
It's like unbelievable. We're getting 20.5. Right. I was like, wow. And then once you get two Braves, like 20.5, and I just said, well, they got to win the second half. Like, that's what it comes down to. Can they win the second half? And it's just funny that, well, here we are, right? Yeah. Like, it's the same number right now. And can they finish this off? What we've seen, Tom, I mean, let's be real. This has been a complete train wreck for the Vikings. Once again, another primetime disaster for this team. Disaster against the Atlanta Falcons. They came back against the Bears earlier. Used to be this way with Kirk Cousins. It's like an O'Connell thing or something, not just, a Kirk Cousins primetime thing. But, man, it's been bad, Tom. Like, even a touchdown they scored, bro. They didn't do anything. They got a lucky penalty. They got gift-wrapped the ball on an interception at the 30-yard line. Like, this offense has had a hard time picking up first downs.
They really have. And, Aaron Jones back tonight, I didn't even notice because he's done nothing. Yeah. Mason's done nothing tonight. Like you guys were alluding to in the previous segment before I came on, Wentz is just completely beat up. He can barely move. He's clearly protecting and favoring his arm where he's not trying to get hit. He just doesn't have the strength. I saw at one point a stat, I think right before they scored, he was 12 of 19. And you're like, okay, like 12 of 19 is like not that bad, but like it doesn't seem like that. Like it doesn't seem like he has energy. He has that pop. It's like, okay, he can go down and score for us. There's nothing. I know he's had a couple good passes.
And the line sucks, though, so it's not all his fault. Yes. Like, we're not just blaming him, right? The line has been terrible.
And if you watch the overseas games when they were in Dublin and London, he was running for his life, especially against the Browns. Like, he was all over the place. He was constantly getting hit. So, yes, the Vikings' offensive line is not good. But, man, they have put no effort forth tonight.
They got 133 yards total offense. That's it. Wentz is thrown for 142 now, so it's a couple more.
The Chargers give up 123 a week on the ground, Scott. Yeah. And recently more.
And we got a pick, and we just got a Wentz pick.
Wow.
Yeah, like,
that's good.
I had called it. I said, maybe, I wish we got a better return. It's only to the 50 right now.
The opening drive, I was third and whatever. They converted that third down, and that's what I was like looking for. I was like, don't go 3 now to start. And I was just thinking like, okay, so I was saying, lean over. We're going to need some points. I thought the Chargers would do their part, which they've done. And it was about the Vikings offense. Like I always say, I do, a show with Brady on Sunday nights, what we was talking about is like, okay, the factors of the game, offense A, offense B, defense. Like, what is the most important factor of this game? And coming into it in my mind is like, it's the Vikings offense. I thought the Chargers offense would do their part. I wasn't sold on either defense. There's been some underlying metrics that this defense has regressed over the past few weeks, especially the Vikings. But the Vikings offense was the most important part of this game. If they did not do their part, this game would not be going over as I anticipated. And they started off, they converted that third down, and then they ended up punting. And then their defense almost came up with a pick, and they didn't get it. So this game looks to be falling flat for the Vikings, and they need to get McCarthy back out there.
Yeah. Listen, hindsight's always 20/20, right? But you had a banged-up Carson Wentz. I mean, I didn't realize he was hurt this much, but on a short week, after facing rugged Philadelphia last week, I mean, this was set up for a 31-10 debacle.
The line did move a little bit once Joe Alt, the Chargers left tackle, was announced back in 3 to 3.5. And, it's like not a massive change, but like we'll always say, it's a key number. You'd rather be on the Chargers at 3 than 3.5, but that's a big thing.
Yeah.
They haven't been trustworthy, though, Chargers. It's not like they've been playing great football, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's, so they have, and I get it, Joe Alt is back. They still have offensive line issues. They were kind of banged up coming into this football game. They were getting gashed on the ground continuously. That's the thing that's amazing to me, that if you're O'Connell, look, I get it. It's not ideal to be down 14-3, but they completely abandoned even trying to run the football, right?
Yeah.
And so you got a quarterback that that isn't good, and that is beat up, and you're playing a team that can't stop the run, but you don't run the ball. Like they didn't even try in the first half. They had 10 yards rushing.
Yeah, like I said, Jones is back. Mason, I think Mason had 1 yard at halftime, if I remember correctly. 3 carries for 1 yard, I think. I think he's up to 4 or 5 yards now. They've done nothing. It's been all running, and when like you said, like the offensive line issues are their own thing, and Wentz not being hurt is another thing. But when you compound them and stack them on top of each other, everything looks worse. So you can't be doing both of those bad things at the same time. Just do one of them, and then you'll probably be okay-ish.
And then you said, it'll be better when McCarthy comes back. That's how bad it is, that it's going to be better that a kid that's played 2 games in the NFL is coming back. You're like, wow. Because then he's going to be running for his life, coming off an injury. It's like, well, JJ, best of luck, but you're going to be running for your life too. And that's another thing, Tom. You just said you had compounds of both, and I was thinking that earlier. I'm like, you guys know you planned on starting JJ McCarthy this year. How did you not, bolster your offensive line more?
Yeah. Simple things.
And they play at Detroit their next game. Oh, by the way. So good luck with
his
that.
former teammate, Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, that's true. I got a feeling Aiden will be seeing him quite a bit that game. So, all right, quick little break. We'll get some more thoughts at a time, and we'll check out some World Series stuff from him when we come back in Game Live.
After the first week of football, who'd have thought Alabama would be right back on the top? After a couple losses, Texas would have a chance to be back where they are. And we've all kind of watched Texas A&M and Ole Miss kind of jump right in the hunt. And, that Texas A&M's kind of become my dark horse because they can beat you offensively and they can beat you defensively.
The Bowden Blitz, only on SportsGrid.
Better bets, $90,000, FanDuel, New Jersey, LA. Oh, it must be some sharp hockey better. Yeah, or a rich kid with nothing better to do on a Tuesday night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is funny. God rest his soul, Dave Sheridan always used to say, if he told me this one time, Gabe, he told me 1,000. It's not how much someone bets that moves line, it's who's bet.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
I think they are fringes.
Yeah, that might be a push. That's a preference thing, I think. Do you want to be in the SEC? Do you want to live in Happy Valley versus Norman? Maybe you can go down to Texas.
I would take Norman.
Well, to go down and get talent out of Texas.
Yes.
But I think you've got to have alumni, president, athletic director that are all on board and committed to winning. And you need to have a fan base that shows up in sports.
The Bobby Carpenter Show, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circus Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe checking out all the action. A little Dolan with Tom Vecchio, SportsGrid host here. So we'll put the football aside for a second. It's 31-10. Chargers with it leading 31-10 at the Minnesota 37-yard line. So we'll keep you posted on that. We need to get one more touchdown before everything is said and done.
South Alabama scores a touchdown.
Ooh,
so like I said,
go.
I needed not a field goal. You know, you figure in these crazy dumb games that something weird would happen and weird play calls late and hit score 37-31 with 149 left right now. So you talked about that, what was kind of a weird number, right? Two 1-6 football teams. Exactly, Scott. They're about to take a 7-point lead with this extra point right now with $1:49 left.
Wow. How crazy is
that? And
that?
the kick is good. Right to the number right now. They're up by 7 with $1:49 left.
Wow, that would be a
odds
tough
makers
beat.
did their job on this one.
They did. They knew somehow or another, right? It's amazing. 3 hockey games, Tom, before we get to the baseball. We got Montreal 4-3 over Edmonton starting the third. Biggie in Colorado. Carolina leading Colorado 4-2 starting the third. Yeah. And then we got the Kings 2-1 over a struggling Dallas Stars team late second period. Any action on any of those games?
I don't have any action that has not started. It was on the Kings Avs over, but as of now, I would. Yeah, I don't know if I would jump into anything. Maybe I would take the Habs 60-minute line if I could find that quickly. I would just take a team lead going into the third period with a lead instead of laying minus 215. I'd go to minus 115 on the 60-minute line for the Habs.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Let me see. I see the number here. I'm trying to find a number for that. I'm on the Canadians plus 1.5 right now. I could almost just jump in and take the Canadians to win, or I might have a lot of little mini options. Look, the Oilers are only down 1 right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Canadians won. I wasn't worried about them going back to back.
Yeah, it's also not that it's not that far of travel.
Yeah. That's not a bad little bet. I didn't think about that, but normally you do this in-game live stuff. It's always the underdog, but you take the favorite, or you take the team that's leading,
right.
But to win in regulation, and now you got a team that's leading. In case of Montreal, it's minus 115. That's interesting.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I always try and look at that. I forget what the stat is. I think it was the 2021-22 season, somewhere in there. Like it's only like 22% of games go to overtime. So, like, when I'm looking at a money line, if I see a money line that's like minus 180, minus 175, I'm like, this team is clearly better, but I don't want to lay that price necessarily. Looking to the 60-minute line, it's going to be like minus 115, minus 120. That's a much more palatable number, and I'll be looking to go there. And again, there's a circumstance where this game
I found one. Plus 110.
Plus
That's
110.
what the Canadians are. Plus 110. Going into the third period, plus 110 to win in regulation time with a 4-3 lead.
Very reasonable.
FanDuel's got a minus 115. So you get a better number.
Still good. Yeah, but I still think that's a very easy way to go about it.
Yeah, I would look, too. I would throw out here the Colorado Avalanche. They're getting plus 2.5 right now. They were down early in this game, so they were down 4-1. They're sort of chipping away here, 4-2 right now, going into the third period of play. They're, so plus 2.5. You got to lay 40 cents for it, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the Avalanche get back in this game and score the next goal and make it 4-3. Maybe lose, but lose by 2. I'd be surprised if they lost by 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need that goal to prevent the empty net, though. You need it early in the third.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, their in-game money line, Carolina is still minus 650. Yeah, okay, up 2 goals. Yeah. I wouldn't do that. So, how about baseball? Dodgers minus 220. We haven't spoken since we found out it was officially Toronto they're facing. Yeah. Who's winning the World Series starting tomorrow?
It's probably the Dodgers. The only play I have right now is the series to go over 5.5 total games. So, at that point, I don't care who wins. It was minus 150-ish. I used the FanDuel boost, the MLB 30% boost to get it closer to minus 120. That's where I played it. There's a part of me that thinks I should also put a small unit on Dodgers to win exact series outcome 4-2 to try to hit, the double, which is it does go over 5.5 games. Then I also nail the exact series score, which would pay very nice. Or at that point, I could look to hedge out because, they're not going to win that game. Then I can get a little bit back if Toronto ends up winning that game and ends up going to 7. But over 5.5 is my favorite.
All right. The Dodgers are going to win tomorrow? Or Toronto? I guess you have to think Dodgers, right? You're thinking they're going to.
Yeah, I'd say Dodgers, but the Blue Jays have to get one of the first 2 games in order for this to go 5.5. I truly believe that.
Tom, good job as always, man. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you again soon. Tom Vecchio here on the Grid.
After the first week of football, who'd have thought Alabama would be right back on the top? After a couple losses, Texas would have a chance to be back where they are. And we've all kind of watched Texas A&M and Ole Miss kind of jump right in the hunt. And, that Texas A&M's kind of become my dark horse because they can beat you offensively and they can beat you defensively.
The Bowden Blitz, only on SportsGrid.
Better bets, $90,000, FanDuel, New Jersey, LA. Oh, it must be some sharp hockey better. Yeah, or a rich kid with nothing better to do on a Tuesday night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is funny. God rest his soul, Dave Sheridan always used to say, if he told me this one time, Gabe, he told me 1,000. It's not how much someone bets that moves line, it's who's betting.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
I think they are fringes.
Yeah, that might be a push. That's a preference thing, I think. Do you want to be in the SEC? Do you want to live in Happy Valley versus Norman? Maybe you can go down to Texas.
I would take Norman.
Well, to go down and get talent out of Texas.
Yes.
But I think you've got to have alumni, president, athletic director that are all on board and committed to winning. And you need to have a fan base that shows up in sports.
The Bobby Carpenter Show, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circus Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
Well, this Viking offense just blows. Just awful. Welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Gabe, thanks to Tom Vecchio for joining us. So we need one more point. Gabe needs one more point. Most people got it probably 44.5 as well. It's at 44. Boy, these boys in Vegas, they were on their ball tonight. That's for sure. 34-10. Vikings.
It's already 4th down. They picked up 2 yards in garbage time here. So at every play, Carson Wentz gets up and holds his arms. We get it, bro. He's embellishing it, Scott. It's you suck too. Yeah. It's a partially, you're a little beat up, but and the old line sucks, but you're terrible. Let's just call it out for what it is. You're you can be injured, but it doesn't make up for your stupid decisions that you keep on doing here over and over. They're going for it on 4th and 8 here right now, which might be a mercy. I said,
that's good.
We might get a mercy field goal, maybe because of the time. Chargers get the ball here, and because of the time, they're forced to kick a field goal, maybe. Yeah. And Carson Wentz, you should see the beauty he just threw to Jefferson on 4th down.
Yeah, he didn't get it, obviously. So
no, he was about 5 yards away from him.
Yeah. All right. We got 6 minutes left. Minnesota's not going to be calling timeouts like we talked about, right? So this is going to fly by these 6 minutes. Sometimes 6 minutes can be an hour and a half. These 6 minutes, I'm sure the Chargers are just going to be running. The question is, Gabe, does at 34-10 with 2 minutes left, Minnesota or the Chargers kick a field goal, or do they just go for it and figure the game's over? That's the problem.
Yeah. That's what, you know what? And we're going to get screwed on this because the only way, Scott, you're right, the way that we get a field goal here is the only way is if Minnesota's defense just like boom, 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 3-3-3, like
right,
quick three plays. Yeah, it's 3rd and 9, it's 4th and 10, or it's 4th and 8.
Yeah. 4 minutes left still.
Yeah, we're only up 21. We're not up by 50. He kicked the damn field goal. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But good point by you. They pick up a first down or two. Like, they'll just...
Then we're in trouble.
They'll give them, I hate that too. Hey, here's the ball with 50 seconds left. You suck so hard, we're going to give it back to you. We're not even going to try now.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. You want them to get a touchdown and move the ball down the field, but then you don't want that because then if it stalls at the 10, they're not going to be kicking it. So it's kind of weird. What do you root for? What do you root for here? It's very difficult.
And then we hope for, all right, maybe they pop a big run, but what if the son of a bitch like slides down at the 2 or something and like does something dumb? Like there's a lot of little scenarios. I've been right about a lot of things. I should have been betting this. I called turnovers in the last 2 drives with the Vikings. I said, he's going to throw an interception on the last one. He did. This one, I said, yeah, they'll just go 4 and out here, and like they won't be able to get anything. Boom, they just did. I should have been betting the live in-game drive-by-drive here. I could have cashed in.
Yeah. By the way, Thunder win by 6, 141-135 in double overtime. So they're 2-0. Pacers at least get the cover. Nothing worse than having a team as the underdog go to overtime, double overtime no less, and not cover. But they were getting 7.5, so they lost by 6. So that game goes over, and the Nuggets 68-56, still in the second quarter with 2 minutes left. That game is on pace to go over as well. Man, it's just crazy.
This one opened up. Yeah, you know what? Overtime has helped the Thunder twice get there. But one thing with the Thunder, last year, the Thunder were like not only historically good, like from just a 1-loss record, but they literally were one of the best ATS teams in the history of basketball last year.
Yeah,
which was crazy that they were. Yeah, that they were favored and they won as much. They covered as like they literally were like 74 and like 14 against the spread guys or higher, 84 and 14 type thing. It was like. It was ridiculous of their ATS record. They're a little overpriced, you see, this year, right? They're 0-2 against the spread now so far this year. They're scraping by and stuff, but they can't, something to keep your eye on moving forward with the Thunder. And I think it can catch up to them on the weekend. Like all these double overtime games has to catch up to them.
Yeah. You're right. They were a covering machine, and they were covering numbers. It was like every day I would say, okay, I'm going to bet on OKC. I'm just going to bet on them. And then they would come out as like 8.5, 9.5 point road favorites over like a decent team. And like, oh man, I can't do that. And then they'd win by 15 points, or 10 points, and they would get the cover anyway. So yeah, they were last year. Joker, by the way, 12 points. If you got him for your triple double, as I know you do, you're in a little better spot than I am with my over 49.5. He's got 12 points, so he's already got the points as you figured he would. He's got 5 assists and 6 rebounds. So they're not great numbers for my 50, but for you, you pick up another couple of assists or rebounds here and you get like 7-6.
Sounds like a 20, 12, and 11 type night or something. 4, 12, but one of those just 3. Sounds like an Alyssa Thomas box score, actually, WNBA.
Yeah.
She's sort of like right there, 7, 6, 6, 6. But since the game's winding down, we got 5 minutes left. I got some baseball props for the World Series here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do a video and I'm going to post stuff online tomorrow. Obviously, I'm fired up for this. But I'm going to stick to I already got the Dodgers to win the series outright. But, yeah, the Blue Jays are really good. But even how good the Blue Jays are, that means that the series goes 6 games. So give me the Dodgers minus the 1.5. It's down to minus 115 right now. Dodgers minus 1.5. Any pitcher to record a complete game. We just saw Yamamoto have a complete game. We've seen Blake Snell go 8 innings. Blake Snell got taken out of a World Series game once, like too early, and it's one of the big things. Dave Roberts trusts Sasaki at the back end, but it's no secret the Dodgers don't want to use their bullpen. So I'm getting 14-1. 14-1, I got to pull the trigger on this. And it could be any pitcher in the series. So any pitcher to record a complete game in the series at 14-1, I'm in. Blake Snell. Blake Snell over under 14.5 strikeouts made in the series, plus 110 to the over. He's pitched 3 times in the playoffs this year. He's got 28 strikeouts. So he's got 10 strikeouts, 9 strikeouts, and 9 strikeouts. He's going to pitch twice in this series unless the series is a sweep, right? He's going to pitch in 1 and he's going to pitch in 5. So he's pitching twice. And you're telling me, and I get it, the Blue Jays don't strike out a lot, but so what? It doesn't matter. Neither did the Milwaukee Brewers until now. Everybody's been striking. The Dodgers have been making everybody swing and miss. Ohtani, his over-under home run prop for the series, and this is pretty much everywhere too. I've seen a lot of people talk about this prop, obviously, because it's Ohtani. But over-under 2.5 home runs in the series. Over is plus 160. Now, it's come down to plus 150 at some spots because people are betting this one because it's Ohtani. But I do believe that Ohtani's got 5 home runs in 10 playoff games this year. And he really hasn't been hitting the ball well, right? The Toronto Blue Jays do not have any left-handed starters. Like so there's a lot of mismatch problems the Blue Jays are going to face here. I think in this short porch in the dome as well that Ohtani's going to crack a few in Toronto. And I just think Ohtani's going to go off and sort of have the icing on the cake moment. And I feel bad because Brady's like, I listened to Morency, and I was telling him we were talking about long shots to win the World Series. And I said, I think Teoscar Hernandez is worth a look. But when it's all said and done, Scott, the media votes on this, including some global media. Freeman already got his. Betts has already been in the league and got all the accolades. Ohtani doesn't have a World Series MVP yet. The fact that he's going to pitch once and he's going to bat, and I think he's going to bat well and he'll pitch well, you're not getting a great number, but I do believe Ohtani will be the MVP. But if you're looking for the dark horse, I think Teoscar Hernandez. I like the Mookie Betts look as well.
I saw one earlier when they just posted some of this stuff that I liked. Ohtani to hit 4 home runs, Gabe. They were giving me $850 at the time. Now they pulled that bet off, on FanDuel anyway. They do have World Series players to hit 4 homers, and they include him. It's all the way down to plus 450, which is just I
he got almost 3 in one game, right? So, right. And listen, this doesn't mean he's going to hit 3 all the time, etc. But he could easily hit 4 in this series. Even let's say the series went 6 games. Let's say he hits 2 in Toronto, 2 in LA. Could easily happen.
Good. All right, we'll wrap up shop next in Game Live Game Day here on the Grid.
After the first week of football, who'd have thought Alabama would be right back on the top? After a couple losses, Texas would have a chance to be back where they are. And we've all kind of watched Texas A&M and Ole Miss kind of jump right in the hunt. And, that Texas A&M's kind of become my dark horse because they can beat you offensively and they can beat you defensively.
The Bowden Blitz, only on SportsGrid.
Better bets, $90,000, FanDuel, New Jersey, LA. Oh, it must be some sharp hockey better. Yeah, or a rich kid with nothing better to do on a Tuesday night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is funny. God rest his soul, Dave Sheridan always used to say, if he told me this one time, Gabe, he told me 1,000. It's not how much someone bets that moves line, it's who's betting.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
I think they are fringes.
Yeah, that might be a push. That's a preference thing, I think. Do you want to be in the SEC? Do you want to live in Happy Valley versus Norman? Maybe you can go down to Texas.
I would take Norman.
Well, to go down and get talent out of Texas.
Yes.
But I think you've got to have alumni, president, athletic director that are all on board and committed to winning. And you need to have a fan base that shows up in sports.
The Bobby Carpenter Show, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circus Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, All Team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Gabe wrapping up shop here. 2 minutes left, I think, anyway. 2 minutes left in the football game. I would guess down 27.
Mercifully.
The Minnesota would just take 3 knees and just say, get out of here.
Max
right?
Brosmer's in. And they're letting him throw.
Oh, Jesus.
Which, if I was an offensive lineman or a guy, like, even defense, Scott, like, I'd be mad right now. Like, I'd already be mad. Imagine the plane back. Like, Jefferson hasn't had a look. Like, it's a joke. Like, this whole thing is, like, their season sucks. Like, I mean, they're 3-4 only after this. I get it. But, like, now, classic example, Scott, now there's a penalty on the play.
Yeah, it's like, what do you do?
You're not developing Max Brosmer. He's not even going to be on your team next, whatever. You're not developing him.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of defensive guys who just busted their ass all night here. Let them go home. Get out of here. Get on the plane, coach. It's over. Like, you know, you're right. Max, congratulations. You played an NFL game. Hand the effing football off 8 times in a row. Let's go and let's get out of here.
Nothing good can come out. Nothing. I don't
watch
care
a lineman get hurt now or something, Scott.
Exactly.
I don't want to like say it, but like watch it happen to all. Like, really, O'Connell? Like, really? Like we talked about it earlier. I don't know if he's such a genius people think he is, to be honest with you. Dude, he just got a wide receiver smoked right now. So Thielen just got smoked because the bad point. Like, really? So you're getting guys hit for what? The guys on the defense just want to go to the shower and get to the airport. Like, it's over.
Yeah. And Wiley Thielen in the game, out of all guys as well. The guy's 35 years old. I mean, he's got no business being on the team.
So if you got Brosmer, why don't you put in another one of the kid wide receivers that ever played?
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Like,
I mean, dopey. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. So,
even
so 37-10.
Harbaugh, I know Harbaugh. Harbaugh even looks exasperated. Harbaugh's kind of like, Harbaugh just sort of said something to Herbert, like, almost looks like, Harbaugh just put his hand on his head. I think Harbaugh is saying to him, why are they doing this? Like, you know what I mean? Why are you doing this? Like why?
I mean,
seriously.
Right, and then there's Dopey O'Connell, guy holding the clipboard, in front of his face, like, listen, nobody cares what plays you're calling now.
You're down 27, coach.
Yeah, you
right.
don't really have to.
No.
It doesn't have to be a mystery now, coach. I mean,
that's the biggest cop out, Scott. Those coaches, I hate that. They're covering their face. They don't want to look up.
Yeah,
right. It's just your boy McDaniel in Miami's the king of this, huh?
Oh yeah.
It's like, bro, there's a riot. Like, I swear to God, like, McDaniel's house could be on fire, Scott. He'll be looking at the chart. It's like, there's flames around you. Looking at the chart. It's like, I saw the other day, one of the games, they were losing like 44-3, whatever it was. He was looking at the chart, Scott, with like, same thing, with like 2 minutes left. It's like, bro, I think it's time to give the chart to one of the interns here. You don't need the chart anymore, coach. Just write it out without the chart, okay?
I swear to God, I hate to say it, but I swear to God, he looked like the Unabomber this past weekend, Gabe.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
he's trying to get fired now. He's trying to get fired now.
It's pouring rain, overcast. There's no sun, and he's got.
I like he's giving up shaving now, Scott. I like he's just unkempt. He's like looking homeless. He's like the hood on. It's like he thinks he's a rapper, right? It's like, dude, like you think you're like you're a rapper or something now, huh? Like.
Every press conference, he's throwing Tua under the bus. Tua's throwing players under the bus. They all hate each other. I mean, it's just the worst. He does. He throws Tua under the bus. He's like, that's what you get when you're making $45 million a year. This comes with the territory. My quarterback doesn't throw. It's like the owner of the Woody Johnson with the New York Jets. If my quarterback can complete a pass, it's bad.
They seem to actually genuinely like McDaniel. You're right. They seem to genuinely like him. And blame everyone else.
That doesn't work.
I know, but I'm even saying even the organization. I think the organization thinks, what?
They do.
Yeah, you know what I mean, Scott? Absolutely. I think that Ross thinks McDaniel is a good coach, but the players are a bunch of losers. I think that's why they haven't fired him. I think they think he's actually not the problem.
Yeah. Listen, as a Dolphin fan, if I could fire one, Chris Greer or McDaniel, I would fire Greer. He's been there 8+ years, 9 years.
Yeah.
He's never won a playoff game. It's the longest in NFL history for a GM to keep his job, which is just amazing.
And
his
McDaniel's won games with Tua. You could make an argument that, listen, let's get McDaniel his own quarterback and see what happens. And if it doesn't work, then he's on his ass. But let's give him a chance with another quarterback besides Tua, who's terrible.
Yeah. They gave him that crazy contract. I looked it up. If you're a Dolphin fan, you're locked in really
fault.
one more.
McDaniel didn't sign that deal, right?
Yeah, no. So you got him for one more year, then you can get out of it. Like you have to eat about $35 million in cap space, but that's doable versus 2 more years after next year. So it's just a disaster, just a disaster. But 37-10. There you go. It is over. Herbert goes. Let me throw some numbers out for these prop players. Herbert, 18-25 for 227, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Vidal had 117 yards rushing, not bad. McConkey, 6 for 88. Wentz finishes 15-27 for 144. They ran for 34 stinking yards, and most of that was on that last drive. Jefferson,
great bet by me, eh? Over 98 rush yards. Seems so good, Scott, for the game. Man, how do they not get 99 yards as a team? No,
yeah, right.
Couldn't get 50 yards. What was their number? What was the number? What'd you say? The final number? 34. Can you imagine if they would have told us, like if I would have told you before the game, oh yeah, there's an odds boost at FanDuel. Vikings over 34 rushing yards combined tonight. You would have been click. Yeah, let me bet that.
Click, yeah. Take the mortgage
payment. And the Canadians
out.
Scored again. They're up 5-3. So they just scored another goal. The second half just started, guys, so we got a 70-61 game. Nuggets up 9. Like I said, the second half is getting set to start right now. The total's 244.5, Scott, so we're up to 131 at the half. I think this is doable. We got 131. We need 114 points in the second half of a game that we got 131 in the first.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't make any sense for it to slow down, right? 70-61, well, nationally televised game. No one plays defense in these games. Warriors can be feast or famine, but yeah, I like that. And then our boy, what's his face? The Joker, 14, finishes with 14 points, 5 assists and 7 rebounds. So you picked up one more rebound for you in your triple-double.
He's going to get double-digit rebounds, so it'll be the assist. I got to sweat out.
The assist. Yeah. No, but in a high-scoring game, odds are it's pretty good. Gabe and I will be back tomorrow. We get the World Series. We'll preview all our bets again before the World Series. Hopefully you guys can join us. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday.